Hello everyone, how's it going? I am back with the message you need to hear right now. Let's hop right into the reading and find out what is it that your angels really want you to know. From the jump, I am hearing that you definitely have a lot of people jealous of your ability to attract people to you, not just romantically, but also friendship. Whenever you guys enter a new environment, a lot of people have their focus on you, want to get to know you, want to be your friend, want to get around you. Basically, you end up having fans wherever you go, and you may not even realize this. I feel like a lot of you are at the stage where you're almost in this no new friends energy just because of all the betrayals and BS you've gone through. You realize people wanting to get around you and be around you and copy you isn't necessarily a good thing, but that's not going to stop people from being jealous of this quality, because at the end of the day, you are being talked about, you are being watched, and a lot of people just wish they had that attention on them. So there's going to be people that are very jealous of this quality that you embody, even if it's a quality that you don't necessarily want. I feel like some of you may identify with being in the introvert spectrum, or maybe like a introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert, because I feel like you guys may love people, but you get drained very easily. And the reason is because, again, you guys are my light workers and my healers. You have a light to you, and people are very attracted to your energy. Your energy is very addicting. It's very out of this world. It's very much an energy where people sometimes only see that once in a lifetime. So again, you may have people just always wanting to get around you, always wanting to be your friend, always wanting to talk to you, and you may actually get annoyed at this while other people are looking at you like they wish they had the amount of attention that you guys get. And I also feel as well that this is not always a romantic thing. Like sometimes people can get very jealous of the fact that maybe their significant other looks up to you, or maybe like people that work with you just enjoy spending time with you. Like I feel like it's also on the platonic end that people get very attached to your energy, but that also causes people to get very triggered if they feel like their specific person in their mind is focused on you, even if it's innocent. But again, I also feel like this quality you have also makes people fall in love with you and sometimes overthink or even like overestimate their presence in your life. Like a lot of people really think that you were brought to them from God, and maybe that is the truth. But at the end of the day, maybe they were brought into your life for a season or for a lesson, or maybe just some quick advice that you can give that person. I feel like sometimes also when people overstay their time in your life, they become ungrateful of your energy and of the time that you guys spent together. Because again, people end up getting very addicted to your energy, so they kind of resort to manipulation tactics to keep you around even when your time in their life is done. And again, I'm just sensing there's energies of some people around you right now that are extremely jealous that you have moved away from the connection with them, the friendship with them, the job with them, and there always seems to be a new opportunity and adventure around the corner. If it hasn't been this way in the past, I see your future being filled with multiple options, multiple opportunities, multiple doorways. The truth is that you guys really do have endless opportunities. When you are put in a hermit mode or a time out and it feels like you have no options, it's only because that was divinely orchestrated. At the end of the day, you guys will find that a lot of people want to spend time with you, which is probably not necessarily the time that you want to be spending with certain people. So let's get into it a little bit more and see like who's talking about you, who's jealous right now, because I heard that from the jump. And of course, I don't like to report on these messages, but I think it's important for you guys to understand how people see you so you can understand where this evil eye is coming from, because you guys may be recovering right now or identifying an evil eye in your life. And again, this is something that you guys have to kind of be aware of as you have this energy. People are always are going to be focused on you and have a microscope on you more than any other people. You may even notice at times people hold you to an impossible standard. Like their other friends can get away with certain things, but when it comes to you, it's like people have their extra focus on you, like laser focus on you. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like you're in a certain connection with somebody and it was like they definitely were really hard on you, but they allowed other people in their life to treat them badly, but yet if you did something, you were wrong for it. And again, it's because of your energy that you emit. Like people get extra triggered and extra hurt by whatever it is you guys do or don't do, the time you spend with them or don't spend with them. Even if you spend time with other people, people get jealous. Like I'm telling you right now, people do see you as a rare gem, and even when they don't want to acknowledge it because of their ego and because of their pride, like their energy just gets very attached and they get very triggered. It's almost like you're like this rare gem that sometimes people don't want to appreciate, but at the same time, they don't want to give it away either. You are a gem, and anybody you spend time with should be grateful to have you in their life. And of course, you guys should be spending time with people that you're also grateful to have too as well. I feel like you guys are ending a season where like, I literally saw this meme and it's like funny, but I'm tired of performing for ungrateful audiences. Like I feel like, and I sent it to my friend, I really think it's funny because it's kind of like that. Like, you guys do have a lot of people that are watching you. At the end of the day, you always do have an audience, but there's going to be an audience out there that's grateful for what you guys have to offer versus people that still want to hear you talk, still want to hear you show up, picking you apart, but at the end of the day, still not grateful. Like, I feel like you guys are raising your value right now and realizing that, yes, you will get attention and you will get people coming after you romantically, work-wise, in every room you go into, but it doesn't mean that you're meant to be in every single one of those rooms. So it's like you could be attracting a lot of people, but then things kind of end in disaster, and that's also your sign that it's just time to keep it moving. And like I was saying in the last video, I always say that things are kind of aligned. You guys are learning to really keep it moving, even though you may get attached to certain seasons and people in your life. The divine interventions you guys go through are actually huge protections. And I actually just uploaded a collective Patreon if you guys want to check it out just about that. Like, you could be going through a painful ending right now with people that deep down were just very jealous of you and made you feel understood. I had channeled the message, and it was like some people pretend they get you but really don't, but some people also don't want to get you because they don't really want to understand you. And the reason is because they're so attached to the version of you that they have in their mind. And sometimes when people really do have this jealousy and animosity towards you, they don't want to understand that you struggle too, that you're human too, because they look at you in a way that they wish they were you. So they kind of feel like when you go through things that you're ungrateful. So you can't really talk to these people or share with these people certain things that you go through. And then of course, the blessings that you guys do have in your life, people will end up being jealous of that, even though they don't want to hear all the struggle you went through to have those blessings. So it's kind of like a tough path for you guys to have because it's filled with a lot of good, a lot of luck, a lot of blessings. But at the end of the day, people are going to be very jealous of your talents and your gifts. And one of the gifts you guys do have is the ability to make friends with anybody. Like, you guys literally are the type of person that you don't judge. You see people for who they are. You guys also see the good in people, and you genuinely can hang out anywhere and fit right in. And I feel like that's because at a time period in your life, you didn't fit in anywhere, and you learned how to adapt and to relate to all different types of people. And it's like there's certain people, especially if you guys were from an upbringing where you were judged or didn't fit in, it was like those people end up going out into the real world and realizing that they didn't have the ability to adapt outside that small circle that they were in. Like, I kind of feel like at the end of the day, a lot of people don't have that ability to like relate to people that aren't just like them, but you guys always have the ability to relate to different people. And that's why when you step outside of your comfort zone, you tend to actually have better luck. And certain people, the moment they step out of their comfort zone, they end up just not knowing what to do with themselves, or things are not as easy. So again, people could be very mad at you guys. It's almost like some of you guys, I'm also getting like a storyline, like you could have had a childhood friend that maybe like felt like they navigated like your hometown better, you know, like they had more friends there or whatever, or enjoyed being there more than you did. You guys may have just been the type to want to like connect with people outside of that, or some of you guys just identify with just not fitting in at all. And then it's like almost like you guys could have moved to a new town and maybe that friend came to visit and noticed that you already had a whole new group of friends. And not only that, it seemed to be that people were embracing you more than they ever did where you guys came from. And that could also be a recurring thing with family as well, or situations where, you know, people have seen you in one place and not doing so hot, but then end up somewhere else and thriving. So again, I just feel like you guys are realizing you do have the ability to go places and thrive. It's just that you have to listen to your intuition and your body. The truth is that certain places you probably didn't have many friends or didn't connect with a lot of people because you just didn't want to. You didn't relate to that, or those people just weren't the people for you. So I'm definitely getting a storyline of maybe like a friend, someone you've been friends with for a while, or someone who saw you go through changes and they just realized that you just have this ability to attract people and connect with anyone under the sun. And I'm talking about like races, genders, orientations. It doesn't matter. Like, you were my girls that can literally hang out with the guys. You could also hang out with the girlies too. You're not just one way of being. Like, you literally can just fit in anywhere and make people feel safe and belong because you have a side of yourself that actually relates to people. Everybody deep down, no matter if it's like the most popular, famous person in the world, or like someone popular in your hometown, for instance, and I'm just giving examples like that. I don't really talk like that because you guys know me, I'm an Aquarius, and, you know, I definitely was not popular, you know, growing up. And, you know, I always talk about this because sometimes it's like we take people not taking us, you know, or we take a rejection and think that that's going to be our whole life, when in reality it's just pushing you to a new direction. But the reason why I think I keep bringing that up is because you still had some people around you in high school mentality, even if they have picked up and gone somewhere else. So it's just like you automatically become popular because you release that need for people's approval and connect with that side of every individual that felt rejected at one point. I don't care if you're talking to the most popular person in your hometown versus like a famous person. You literally can sit there and see people for who they are. And every single person, even those people, have sides of them where people don't understand them and they feel rejected from the world. You guys see today, I'm channeling. I don't even really need cards, but I like to do them for a visual. I think it's funny sometimes because I could just channel right in and people were like, oh, like not people, but like maybe like a negative comment would be like, oh, get to the reading. I'm like, this is the reading. Like I'm a channeler, you know, the cards like are just, some of you guys that don't know, I actually started off like doing palm readings and different things like that. Like, you know, I feel like with gifts, like they're not just one dimensional. Hey, and that's just another example as well. Maybe some of you guys have a gift or skill, like you're a card reader, but that's just not all that you are. Like you're capable of so much. So, yeah, the point I'm trying to say is that you often just step out of the box and like thrive. And this is also a sign for those that have not done that yet, that if you are planning on doing that, it might actually go really well. And here's another thing as well. Sometimes as well, it goes so well that it goes badly. And this is what I'm trying to get at, because you guys are so well received in certain environments that it actually could trigger someone in an environment to go up to you and be mean to you and bully you. And you guys just might walk into a room and be like, I don't fit in here, I just got bullied. But really, that was that one person in the room that was threatened by the fact that everybody was looking at you. 11:11 on the clock when I said that. So yeah, I like to point out that this has happened to me before, you know, and I didn't really realize it till later on. I was like, oh my gosh, I was taking that harsh hurt and rejection, that person trying to hurt me. But go deeper. Why was that person trying to hurt you? Because they were jealous of your ability to attract friends and people to you. Like literally, people love you guys, and you need to know that. You are highly favored, you are loved, and that's gonna mean that certain people are really gonna hate that they don't have that quality. So let's also get into it and see like, who's hating right now? Who's jealous? I think the main thing is that this is a major theme in your life you may have to get used to. And sometimes it's not, I never say dim your light, but certain people, you have to know when to just like pull back. And like when you start getting weird vibes with certain people, like if you go somewhere new or people are really receiving you very well and that person feels left out or rejected, you start to feel that darkness around them, like they're looking at you a certain way. I feel like that's just a sign maybe like to move away from that person or to just like step back. And I often feel as well that in certain rooms, you just kind of have to learn to keep your light medium dim, because if you guys really flashed your full light everywhere, you might blind some people. And I think that's what you guys do. Wow, the lovers just came out. And that's what it comes down to. I also feel like you trigger a lot of people who think that their partner's in love with you. And sometimes their partner may think that they got something going for you, but I really just think it's more like the light that you guys shine so bright that just makes people have an admiration for you. And people sometimes feel like their loved ones or people close to them or their best friend or their lover, when they have you coming into their life, you are a threat to that, because it's like people look at you in a way where they feel like they can't compare or compete. But the whole idea is that you guys were never there to compare or compete with anybody. You're just here to spread your light and reach the people that you're meant to reach. Like your path is bigger than gossip and, you know, small town vibes, you know, and some of you guys could really be loved in your small town too. But I'm definitely getting more of an energy of you guys not really wanting to fit in there or not wanting to be somewhere where you don't relate to the people. And, but at the end of the day, I feel like looking back, you guys really do relate to everybody. It's just that in certain environments, you're a big fish in a small pond. We got strength here, and then we have Ace of Swords. I really feel that somebody here is, we got a Queen of Cups here. You know, I feel like this could be someone of the same gender as you guys. Again, like, I feel like this more has to do with something romantic. So if you guys are men and you date men, right, then of course, like, this could be a masculine energy with a feminine energy. I definitely feel like, again, this could be a family member or friend, but I'm really feeling someone jealous of someone else's love for you really coming in again. And I believe that this could be a situation where this person was also your friend too. So I'm definitely, let's get into a little bit more, because, wow, okay, Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you guys don't really realize that there's just people that are just keeping their eyes on everything that you're doing. Like, okay, so for instance, guys, like if you have a friend, right, and you might be telling them everything about your life, like, oh, you know, I just made a new friend, you guys would love this person, I'm gonna introduce you, and oh my gosh, I just went out here and I just connected with this person, and then this was happening, and then, oh, I just had a date with this guy, but then I had a date with this guy. Like, maybe you guys do have a lot going on, you don't really realize it. And when you're having these conversations with certain people who literally, like, don't feel like they got it like that, and they could, it's just that, like, people are just jealous of what you guys have going on. So it's like, you guys could have been talking to a friend a lot about the things going on in your life, and they could have been actually very, very jealous of those things. And that is something that you guys should have to be aware of. So again, I feel like maybe you guys, and certain people just feel that new people entering your life or new opportunities or new friends are a threat to the friendship that you guys already have with these individuals. So they go and start acting up or acting bad towards you, and they're the ones who end up destroying that connection, because I'm actually seeing a loyalty here. You guys have never turned your back on anybody unless they deserved it. It's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, got the devil here, high priestess. Like, and another thing as well, like you guys are very spiritually gifted, and you could be having friends that are also into things like tarot or spirituality, but I had to learn this as well. Not everybody who does these things are doing it with a good reason. Like, a lot of people could use these tools in a bad way, and that's why it's important to identify with. I always say this, but sometimes your people are not necessarily people doing what you're doing. They're just the people that have the same morality and values as you. Because sometimes if there's someone out there who wants to do exactly what you're doing or has the same gifts or talents and skills, but you're just better at them or farther ahead, they're always going to feel like they're behind you in life. So there's like a friend or someone you guys have let go of, and it just seems like this person always feels like they're behind you. But the reason why they're seeing it that way is because they're seeing that you're competition to them. You know, it's like every time something good happens to you, it almost feels like a rejection to them. And that's just really not healthy. And I'm also seeing as well that there's a situation where somebody, like this person may have gifts, like psychic gifts, and they realized how in love someone was with you. And they could see that, and it also really bothers them. These people can all know each other, but it doesn't have to be. I feel for some of you, it could just be like, be careful who you're telling like certain things to, even like good news and stuff, because yeah, the devil is there. There's jealousy, there's obsession even. Like certain people have an obsession with you in your life, because at the end of the day, people feel like if they had that gift that you had to shine, to make people fall in love with you, they would have it all. But in reality, you guys know that this gift that you have is not to be used for the ego. It's not to be used for bad things. It's not to be used for manipulation or for stealing the guy back that you want or whatever, right? It's for bigger things, bigger purposes. And you had to go through harsh lessons and things to get these gifts. They're not just something that you just get granted with and you just go out in the street and just do whatever you want. It's almost a gift where you guys are almost afraid of the people that are attracted to you, because some people have psychic spiritual gifts that are dark and they can see your light and they're very jealous of you. Like they know that you're chosen, they know you have a purpose before you do. And that's kind of it. Like people will stick around you, want to be around you, want to be your friend, because deep down they know there's something special about you. It's like what they loved about you and drew you to you ends up being what they hate about you, because they want to be like you, but that, you know what that means? They will never be you. You'll always be the light, the person ahead, the leader, the guiding light, and they'll always be a step behind you. And if they have an unhealthy ego or a competitive side to them where they can't be like, okay, but I also have my own gifts and qualities and paths that God has given me. But the thing is, they're not listening to that. Like they can be a leader and a light in your life too, in the opposite direction, but instead they're so focused on the wrong things. So I feel like right now you guys are looking good and you're winning. And I really feel like, yeah, you're walking away from a lot of different things right now. Got the Emperor here, and we have the Two of Cups. Oh my gosh, wow. You know what people are also jealous of? Your ability to walk away from people. And it makes so much sense, because you guys do have faith that there will always be new friends and situations on the other side. And that's another thing too as well. Like, is it really that you guys attracted a bunch of new friends and situations all the time? Or is it really that you know when it's time to let go and create space for the new? Like a lot of people, they're jealous of your ability to attract people to you, but they're also hanging on to all the wrong people and situations and habits, whereas you guys are willing to step out and go somewhere new, meet new people, try something new, learn a new talent, skill, practice things like work on yourself, self-development. If you guys felt like you were lacking in a certain area of life, social skills, whatever, like I feel like you guys have worked on it like a lot. You've worked on yourself. Whereas so many people, they feel rejected from the world, and instead of working on that, they send their energy outward and start attacking people like you and getting jealous and being like, if only I could be, you know, like you guys watching, I would not be this way. But they're not thinking about it that way. That way it means that means that they need to heal themselves. You have such a light to you and a strength that it has got people mad as hell. You always seem to have new friends, new places to go. And this may not be your truth, guys, but this is how people are viewing you. You may not view it that way, but it's important, again, to see how people view you so that you can work accordingly, because you may think these people are your friends or on your level, but you are doing miles and miles and miles around them. You are like literally turning every head in the room while they're looking at you like, what the heck? You know, and also it's that darkness that they turn on you that actually creates this energy of like, them not getting what they want out of life. Because once they start, you know, really turning dark towards you, it's like karma comes to them and they really don't get things going their way. So, yeah, I definitely feel like people are jealous of your ability to walk away from relationships and people that are no longer serving you. Another thing I would want to say is that a lot of people are in love with you and have a respect for you romantically. And I do feel it's because you guys actually create this energy of, you better reach my standard or I'm not going to deal with that. And again, a lot of people stay and even try to manifest or fix or change somebody without actually doing the work that needs to be done in order to get that relationship on the right track, which is sometimes having boundaries, saying no and walking away and trusting if that person's met on your path, God will bring them back to you at the right time, or God will bring you something better. I really feel like, again, a lot of you guys, you know, you are having a strong relationship with God, wherever you believe, and you just know that your purpose here is bigger than this little gossip, this little, you know, validation, or even somebody you're in love with. You know, at the end of the day, if they're hurting you and not acting right, your job is not to stay there and try to fix or change them. So it's almost like you have shifted energies of people to get real focused on you the moment you walked away, and people are jealous, like, why are so many people in love with this person watching? And it's because you guys create that energy with the self-love that you have. Like, it's easy to love you guys because you have a lot of self-love. And it's like people kind of lose respect for people that stick around and allow themselves to be treated badly. And you guys just don't do that. And so there's somebody here who actually is changing and trying to be better to get back into your life, or they constantly are trying to work on themselves to get back into your life. And someone around this person could be kind of jealous of that. Like, why does nobody want to change for me? Or why does nobody want to do this for me? But they're not realizing that that energy was created by working on yourself and finding the people that you're meant to be around and shining your light. Because another thing too as well, I do feel like there are relationships that two people could change for each other and evolve and all those things, but the whole idea is that not everyone is for you. So we will run through a lot of people in our lives that won't change, will hate on you, will try to bring you down, and won't genuinely love you. They may think they're in love with you. And so if we stay in those relationships hoping that person's going to change for us when they're not aligned with our path, that's never going to happen. So you guys are very good at identifying when someone or something is not aligned in your path. So yeah, I see that you guys also follow your intuition when it comes to your work, when to leave a job, when to try something new. And it's like you always have something new going on. But in reality, I just feel like you guys just follow your intuition and just do your own thing. Seriously. We got Temperance. Yeah, I just feel like you guys have very high standards. And again, you have high standards, which makes you very valuable, which makes people want to be in your life, want to be your friend, want to date you, but at the same time, it makes you like a rare gem. So just like a rare gem, an expensive gem or expensive car or something, not everyone's going to be able to drive one. Like, you guys are realizing that, like, I hate to use a car metaphor, but it's kind of like that, you know? It's just like, you're not like a bus that anyone can get a seat on. Like, you're just somebody that, like, you know, if they want to hang out with you, they got to really do the work, or it's got to really be in their path. So that's kind of it. And so you got people around you that are jealous of this quality that everybody wants to be around you, but you realize that the people that want to be around you are usually opportunistic people or people that see your light, or so it's kind of just like not really something to be envied. It's also this big path that you have kind of puts a target on your back. And, you know, it's like you guys probably have dealt with a lot of spiritual warfare and a lot of things that people have never really dealt with, so they don't really understand why you operate like, you know, they may even think that, again, like I said in the other video, that you have a reputation for being a heartbreaker or closed off or hard to get. But in reality, it's because you guys know that you have to protect your purpose more than validation or a date or this or superficial things, you know? So, shoulder to cry on. Yeah, I feel like this is the thing. You were like somebody, you were like wanting someone to be your shoulder to cry on. But in reality, this person definitely had a lot of resentment towards you guys because, they just felt like you just had it better than them. But in reality, I just think that you guys really do have a good, optimistic point of like perspective. Like, you guys may get to really low points, but you end up just figuring out a way. And I was kind of having this conversation with my friend about, like, you know, I feel like there's certain people who do also even believe in spirituality or God, right? And they think that just praying or just manifesting sometimes is just enough, but you also got to do. And even on my old channel, I used to say 50% manifesting, 50% doing. Like, people forget the whole doing thing. Like, and then God, your angels will bring you what you need. Like, yes, if you're putting a time out and you can't go anywhere, then you surrender, right? But there's certain things in life where you got to keep trying new things, doing new ideas, meeting new people, going new places, not giving up, you know? And there's certain people that just stay stuck and they're trying to do everything under the sun, but actually the work that needs to be done. Because again, you could pray, you can manifest, but when God gives you that hand, you got to grab it. And it's so funny because sometimes you really are that hand that God is sending to people, and they slap your hand like, why can't I be where I want to be at? You guys come in and say, hey, here's some advice. Let me be your friend. And they're looking at you like, F that person for thinking they know everything. F that person for having things work out for them. Oh, F that person. And then, you know, you're helping this person, but the moment you have a bad day or stuff like that too, they don't have any empathy for you. And then at the end of the day, and I just posted this too on my Instagram. It was like something I saw on TikTok about like people with like Jezebel spirit or energy, which I also think is like a narcissist. Like they are valuing this validation over everything else. And they seem to think that you guys are getting validation where you go. But you know the reality is that you're not getting validation. You're getting opportunistic people, especially for my women out there watching. You know that, you know, when you go out and you're looking good, every man that's coming over to you, that's not validation. They want to take you out back. And you know what, you know, like it's not always, oh, they're in love with you. You know, it's actually that they want their way with you. And, you know, forever else, my successful men out there, right? You know, when you walk into a room, you know, when you got your things going for you, look good too. Men can be used for the same ways, or it's a validation thing, especially when you look good. People just want to have you on their shoulder just to be validated. Like, validation is not something that you are seeking. So people think that you have it all because you may get validation, but you guys know that's not validation. You see opportunistic people that want to steal your energy, steal your time, use you. And yeah, and even for my successful men or women too as well, if you have money or success to you or any type of fame or respect in any community, people are going to use you for that too as well. So this is not something to be jealous of or envied, but people who don't have that think that it is. But if they were to do the work and end up where you are and been used and abused and treated badly for your gifts and your talents, they would actually see why you guys are not nice to everybody or not wanting to let everybody in your life. So yeah, and I also feel as well that you guys have a level of faith and that things will work out for you. And that's where you guys are different than a lot of people. So when you leave a friendship or relationship, you have faith that you either have to go at it alone or there's something else for you to focus on. And so someone actually hated your optimistic spirit. Like they could even said or do things to try to get you down without you. But you guys, it didn't work on you guys. Like I really feel like it didn't work. You guys probably decided to just move away. Or some of you guys just like, you know, you just go somewhere new and pop off, you know? Yeah, I feel that you guys have this leap of faith and this fearless nature. But again, I just feel like it's because you guys just go where your energy takes you. And if something is dragging you down, you're out, you know? Also, you listen to your intuition. Also, yes, you guys have a no BS, no drama detector. So it's like when you go out or when you go network or when you're at work, like you decide that you rather spend your time being productive than in a little gossip corner. You know that even if people try to get your attention in negative, low vibrational ways, that you see it for what it is. But too many people are distracted by things that are not healthy for them and stay stuck in cycles. But it's like you guys just rapidly grow quick and fast. So yeah, and this somebody feels like they're stuck in life because they don't have the things that you have. But the reason is because it's just in their head. You know, everybody has their own blessings. Everyone has. And also, I feel like a lot of the blessings you guys had in life is because you went out and you got them. And yeah, and you listen to your intuition and you know when a relationship is a dead end. So yeah, let's see what else is going on. Why people are jealous here. You guys also have the ability to get the attention of people that are kind of just like you. You guys have a reputation for being someone that doesn't let everybody in, that has walls up, that is smart, intellectual, knows their crap. Someone you want to get around. So of course you're going to attract the attention of all those other people that are in that self-love, I don't give an F for validation energy. And those people are often misunderstood. So it's like you guys kind of get the person in the room that nobody can have, and you guys don't even realize you're doing it because people can look at you and see your energies and see your habits, especially successful people. If you don't think they don't understand what are the behaviors and qualities of other successful people, then there you go. You guys have behaviors and qualities, attitudes and habits of somebody of value. And certain people around you don't embody that, and they're not realizing it's the way they're carrying themselves with the desperation and the need for validation, or the constantly running the same karmic cycles over and over again, staying stuck and with people in situations that aren't good for them. And I get it that it's tough because sometimes it really is family or friends or people that you've known for 10, 15, 20 years. But I feel like no matter what, you guys have that ability to just go somewhere new. make new friends, do new things. And that's that. And that's kind of what I love about my audience too, because whenever I even talk about the past, you guys are like, what about the new? And I kind of feel like you guys are more into the new and the next adventure than you are staying stuck in the drama and the BS. But there is times where it's just kind of like we're meant to go through karmic things. But I feel like at the end of the day, you guys are realizing this is not fueling my purpose. I gotta go. And that's it. I also feel like it could be the divine intervention that a lot of people don't have ruling over their life. But you guys surrendered to God, your angels, and decided that you were going to do this path. You know, I feel like you're chosen, but the other side is the conscious choices that you make every day to stay on the right side of things. And you guys are also into learning and growing and making sure every experience you get your value out of it. I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't live this way. So you're coming in like a hot commodity, like a rarity. People want to pick your brain. People, you look good. You talk different. You know, like you just are on a whole other level. And you're only going to connect with people on a higher level. So yes, everyone's going to want to get around you, be around you, but they're going to be jealous of you because at the end of the day, you're trying to find those people that are like you. You're not just trying to get around people that you know are going to distract you from your path. Just like my men in the room. It's not healthy to be a womanizer, just like my women out there. It's not healthy as well to just like, you know, trust any man that comes in and smile at them, you know? Like, I feel like you guys kind of know where to make eye contact and where to not. I mean, I'm just saying because there's certain narratives that go on that like, you know, if you get all the ladies or you get all the men, like you are the hot commodity, but you could very much look like that from an outside perspective. But I actually feel like you guys don't let a lot of people into your life. I feel like you guys are more about making friends, networks, and connections that are healthy. And I think that's also why you guys are going places, because you actually graduated out of, oh, just looking for a partner, or just looking for someone to sleep with, or just looking for the validation of, do I look pretty tonight? Like when you go out or when you network, when you're at work, like you're not looking at, oh, who can I sleep with here? Like you're looking at like, oh, okay, like who's a good friend? Who can I learn something from? Who can I partner up with? Who can I level up with? And that's the thing, you know? I realized in the past, like I'm a woman who supports women, but I was like thinking like, oh my gosh, like when some of my friends that I have, they're not actually thinking the same way that I do. Like they may say they have goals and dreams and ambitions, but their mind seems to only be set on certain things that are not really going to get them very far. And that's another thing too. You guys may think you have friends with people that speak like you or say they're doing things that you're doing, but look at their actions and their habits. Because a lot of people have mastered the ability to blend into certain rooms and talk and walk like they got something going on. But in reality, they don't have much going on at all. And then they want to tell you that, you know, you're not running your life properly, when in reality, their mind is set on all the wrong things. So if you're set on self-growth, self-development, yeah, maybe I'll meet a soulmate tonight, but that's not my main focus. I can make friends, I could network, I could, you know, I'm just giving examples, but I'm just saying when you guys are outside the room, like, you know, I'm hearing Big Sean, you counting your hands who you're going to talk to in this B, because it's like, you know how easily your energy gets drained, how much validation doesn't mean to you, and how much people are going to come around you for the wrong reasons. So you got your walls up, and you know if God is sending you the right people, you'll just know. But I feel like there's just somebody in your life that is jealous of these qualities that you have. So maybe this is somebody you released or a friend you released, and it could be someone you knew for a while, because you may have thought this was your friend, but you couldn't really have, they really never really there for you. They almost graveled in you guys having a down moment because, like, I don't know. I guess because they're a jerk. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, because they found competition with you, okay? So when you guys were down, it was almost like, yeah, finally I'll have my moment. But you guys were never competing with this person. You were always for attention or for success or anything. You were always just rooting them on. You always saw that if they succeeded at what they were doing, that's on them. But you have to understand, certain people are in a low vibrational energy, and they only live to tear down others and get that validation, and they're willing to do whatever they need to because they're sick. They have a sickness, you know. And someone around you could, again, these people could be very much be yes people, fun people, to your face, supportive and loving, but that's because deep down they're fans and haters at the same time. They could very much love you and what you have going on because they want to be like you. They think with your energy and your powers and your skills, they can have the guy or the girl they want, and your mind is set on higher things. I feel like if you guys did have somebody that you guys have feelings for, you know, you don't act in low vibrational ways to even get that person's attention. Like if they don't act right, you're like, well, not for me, you know, even so minuscule, even if you are in a situation where, you know, you're getting attention or your friend's getting attention, you just think, okay, that person isn't for me. It's not a competition. Life isn't a competition. But that's why you have to be careful with people who want to be like you, because they don't realize that they have people that they're meant to meet, places they're meant to go that don't have anything to do with you. You can't always also take them with you. Someone is very jealous of a relationship in your life too. I feel like this friend could have been, or this past person could have been very jealous of like somebody. The angels support this connection. They are draining. They are competitive. Yeah, maybe at a certain time, like the angels did support this connection. You guys had a lot in common, but I feel like the way that you guys have elevated lately, you probably got the signs that it was time to go, or this could be a connection to the past, or again, for a lot of you guys, this is recurring themes in your life, unfortunately. Yeah, but there's maybe a connection that you guys actually did go out of your way, maybe romantically, or there's something that came into your life that you guys started to pay more attention to because you felt divinely guided to, and this could have really triggered that person or friend. That's another thing too. You guys may not realize that these people see you as competition because at the end of the day, you're not competing for whatever they think that you are competing for. So they think that like, you know, so when something comes in that actually, like for instance, guys, if you're like go out, right? And I'm gonna give this example. You guys know I like to go out, right? Yeah, I like to just listen to music and vibe. So like I said, like you guys could be in that same energy. So you're not really interested in having conversations with people, but maybe that one day where someone comes up to you and you're like, I actually feel like talking to this person, that person could get mad and have anger towards you because they just see that, oh, you're actually getting this validation that they want. Does that make sense? Because it's like you guys don't really need it. So like the moment you actually get it, like I feel like, again, you guys have a very laid back type of energy, right? So I just feel like these are things you don't really notice, but it's like if you guys actually like took it, like if you actually took on like, so, okay. I just feel like this is certain environments where you guys could be ignoring people or not trying to get people to compliment you or come up to you. Again, you guys could be on the introverted end of things. So if you actually, and people could be used to you being that way. So when you're in a moment where you're actually enjoying yourself and talking to a lot of people and thriving, that then you see a different side of this friend. But they don't realize that you guys were not communicating with certain people or not shining because you didn't have that ability. It's just because you didn't want to. You didn't want to like be the most noticed person in that room. What was the point of that, you know? So that's the thing. When you guys really start to spread your light, you may realize certain friends around you aren't really your friends, especially those in between season friends or those friends that you connect with on just, you know, trauma and things that you've been through, or even boy problems or girl problems, you know. You have to be careful with certain people that only make their focus around men or dating, or those friends that only come around in between their breakups or, you know, whatever, or they're still stuck on the same person forever. And when they know that person isn't good for them, that's a sign that that person's standard is not really where they need to be. Too much drama. Yeah. I feel like there's somebody here that was starting to cause a lot of drama in other connections and situations in your life because they were seeing that people were starting to really receive you well. But I just think that you guys ended up coming back out of your shell at a certain point and started to really shine your light, or finally wanted to make some new friends or do this or that. And that really triggered this person. And yeah, you guys eliminated someone that you kind of felt was draining, drama, competitive, arrogant. Like, you make them laugh. Like I said, you could have had somebody, they really admired qualities about you, your intelligence and whatever, but they admire you and they have a hard time listening. Yeah, at the end of the day, like people can really love everything you have, but I just feel like with this individual, like you had some good times together, but there was gotten to a point where you realized this person was bringing too much drama into your life. And it doesn't necessarily mean they always have bad intentions, but it's like if they're always fighting these dark demons and dark energies that you guys have elevated out of, or just never really needed never really had a relation to in the first place, it's like certain people can bring drama and darkness into your life if you allow them to. And I feel like this person was starting to do that because they actually seen you in your power, growing, thriving, like you weren't in this low vibration anymore. And I feel like, again, it's not like you guys were in a low vibration. I feel like you could have been just healing or going through a transformation or not needing any attention or validation. But I think you guys are being called to, at this point, just spread your light and shine. Again, you guys just learned to dim your light because it made other people comfortable. And now is the time to really spread your light and see who comes towards you. And this is what you guys are doing. And again, when you really step out of your comfort zone, you'd be surprised who really isn't your friend at all. Because like I said before, like you guys could think you have people around you that relate to you, but the truth is that people know the right things to say and do to not raise red flags, you know, in your eyes. But then looking back at it, you're like, yeah, that person said they were about this and this and this, but they never actually got to it, or, you know, they gave up on it or whatever. You know, this person said that they were, you know, not like that, but then their actions spoke otherwise, you know? You guys are getting your wish fulfilled right now, and I just feel like, yeah, people are jealous of the fact that it just seems that things that you guys want just come to you. But the truth is that you're willing to go through that Ten of Swords, that painful ending to get the blessing, where a lot of people stay stuck on all the wrong things. And unfortunately, they get so lost in the sauce and competitive that they lose the hand that God was extending out to them. So I kind of feel like that's where it's at right now. You come in as a blessing, guys. A lot of times you're praying like, where is my blessing? But in reality, God has already given you guys all the tools, the talents, the skills, and the gift set to be a go-getter. You don't really need anybody's hand to help you. You are the helping hand, and that's something that you guys need to realize. That's why people of all walks of life are attracted to you, want to be your friend, but you got to know when it's time to say goodbye, when this person is dragging you down more than you're bringing them up, when you've known them for years and it's the same old BS and they're stuck in that high school mentality. And I always feel like as well, like the type of people that I feel like are like this are the type of people that like, no matter what, like it's okay to like dive deep in your childhood trauma or in your rough upbringing or even in a toxic relationship, but it's like, you know, and connect on that and heal. But there's another one that's the only thing you're connecting on, or all they want to do is blame their childhood or their ex or certain people for where they're at in life, when in reality they need to keep accountability. People that are just too overly focused on the hurt that life has caused them. Like we all have things that have happened to us in our life, and it's like you guys probably have things that have gone on they don't even share with people, and that's the truth. It's almost like when you do share with people, they're mad at you even more, because it's like, how do you have the ability to bounce back from that? Like, and it's just because you guys have faith. You have faith that things are going to work out for you. But again, I feel like you guys are staying away from people that, like, misery loves company. It's like maybe at a certain point you guys connected, but maybe looking back at it, you never really did. You just had a few things in common. Or, you know, this person just love bombed you and you thought, you know, they at least cared about you, but you always side-eyed the little things they were saying and doing. But I definitely sense that it's like you guys have survived tower after tower, challenge after challenge, and even maybe things that this person's even thrown at you. And it's almost like you guys, and the truth about it is that you're also willing to sacrifice that relationship if that's what God is calling you to do. And they wouldn't know anything about that, you know? They wouldn't know anything about that. They're stuck. It's like they could have had help, but it's like certain people, they lived a life of such darkness that it's like they wouldn't even know a helping hand if it came to them. They have an adverse reaction to light, you know? And it's getting to the point now where you guys shine so bright that as much as people can really love you, they detest your energy and being around you. And I feel like there's actually like another thing going on here where there's somebody who is changing their life for you, and it could have people around them very, very triggered, very jealous of the fact that people actually want to fight to meet your standard, and you're learning to move away from the people that aren't doing that. And if you guys have just been going at it alone for so long, that's another thing too as well. I will bet your ass that you guys are alone because of a choice. There are people you could spend time with, but you guys chose to walk away from them. So if you did hit the block button and right now it's silent, you know you're going to enter a season where the tower is going to come and new people are going to flow in. And that's the thing. Before you know it, you'll be back. You're not going to be doing, you know, the same old BS. And yeah, it's like you guys are not going to go along with people's low vibrational agendas. So you're just not going to relate to certain people whose main goal when they navigate the world is to be validated. Your goal is to just go where you are being called. And sometimes it may feel like things are pointless or the lessons that you guys learned are pointless, but they're not. There's reasons behind everything that goes on. There's definitely somebody here who's got their eyes on you, by the way, and they are picking you out of a lot of people who are very interested in them. And again, I really feel like your soulmates are like you guys. So the thing is that you also have that, but you guys are very loyal and dedicated. So you know that 100 people in the room could want their way with you, but you want that one person. And I feel like that's the way someone feels about you. And not only that, that's the way someone feels about their friendship with you too as well. Like you guys are going to be finding people that have high standards and quality and still have love for people, but know boundaries, know not to let toxic people around you or them, know not to let gossip or low vibrational things affect the connection, know when something is not healthy for them. And that really stems from the fact that this person probably prays, takes action, and has a good relationship with God. And some of you guys are probably prioritizing that more than ever, looking around at people that kind of only really seem to be into doing and saying dark things. And it's just like, okay, we can be around these people to learn from them, but I do think that, you know, there comes a time you have to realize that person was somebody that you could never trust and that you were meant to learn about, you know? And I'm not saying that these people are bad people. I'm just saying that you guys just had a friend that was very jealous of you because you seem to have people that pick you out of the lot. And it's because you guys got it like that, and they can learn to be like you, but it's like they're too stuck in the need of validation, and that automatically lowers your value because When you are attracted to the need of validation, you hold the power of how you feel about yourself in someone else's hands. So you guys can go out and have the worst crap happen to you, said to you, and you just say, whatever, you know, it may hurt your feelings, but you don't hold your whole worth in how everybody else views you. And that makes you a powerful ass person that people want to get around. And people want to get around you because they admire these qualities you have. Like, you just don't really seem to care to schmooze or to like get your way with people, and you do your thing, and yet people still want to be around you without even trying. And that's a light, guys. That's a light. That's something inside of you. That's not something that, you know, that could be taught. Again, you guys got the reputation of being, you know, the B word sometimes because you have boundaries now. Certain people you guys have gotten away from because their lack of boundaries has affected your life, whether it's with their family, friends, or lovers. Well, excuse me, guys. That calls the reading now. We got the late bloomer and night of, yeah. Again, sometimes when I sneeze, I always think it's a sign that, like, you're, like, getting some energy out of your life, some negativity. You know, you guys could have been a late bloomer as well when it came to really stepping out and shining. But you never were a late bloomer when it comes to knowing when to say no, when to walk away, when to cut someone off. And yeah, you guys have a whole private inner world of working on yourself that these people don't see. So when things start to change and you start to get the things that you want out of life, they don't know that every night you're working on themselves. Well, they're going back to the toxic ex that they were lying about, that they were hanging out with, but they lying about it, and we all knew they were lying about it, you know? It's like, do what you want with your life, but don't get mad when you're spending all your money doing dumb crap and I'm focusing on myself, or at least I'm spending my money trying to grow and evolve. Like, the intention is different, you know? That's why you shouldn't compare lives to certain people. It is not about what you got either. It's just about where you're going and what you've learned and the growth that you're doing. So that's what I'm kind of saying, guys. You think a lot of people are on your level, but they're liars. People are lying about what they got going on, how much they got, success they got going on, whatever. And it's like, you guys decide that you're no longer going to be around people that are putting you in drama. And I see that there's just somebody here that actually really admires that quality about you. And you also have the ability to hold people accountable, set your standard, and the power is that they know that you would walk away from them if that standard isn't met. And I feel like maybe you guys were slower to leave certain connections or friendships because you really love these people. But once you really walked away, that's when the power really started within you guys, because you guys kind of caught on that, you know, somebody just wasn't it, you know? They weren't the friend you thought they were. They weren't even if it's a lover or a situation, it doesn't matter. You know, the lines could be blurred in some of these things. Like, you think you at least have a friendship and someone you're sharing your time with or your body with if it's on that level. But in reality, some people are just haters. Oh my gosh, we got magic and cursed. Yeah. Like I said, guys, it's not that you're cursed or anything like that. But again, certain people send a lot of negative energy your way, and they can have spiritual gifts and powers, and they may not even realize that they are putting negativity into your life. So you guys are now identifying not only with actions, but how energy is. The things that go on, drama that happens around certain people, and you realize they could be the cause of that. And you got to be willing to let people go if your intuition's calling you. Yeah, I feel like you guys are making a change to purify your life. You know, some of you guys may even be changing your life where you're not doing certain things that you know was bringing in toxicity. You know, with the purity there. Maybe some of you guys deciding to be celibate. And again, I'm not judging that, you know what I mean? Like, either which way. I never like to shame, you know, whatever everyone has going on. But I feel like you guys are becoming, like, celibate in who you spend your time with, like, just in that same way, you know? Like, just not giving it all away for nothing, you know? Like, you're just maintaining your standard. You know, control and change. Yeah, I feel like you guys are taking control of your life and relocating yourself out of energies of low vibrational BS. Yeah. I feel like, again, this all stems back sometimes for people's need for validation and from the opposite gender or dating and this and that. And in reality, you guys know that you don't need to have everyone in the room in love with you. You just need to find your right person. But in return, having that energy kind of makes everybody in love with you, because it's like they are still starving for the validation, and you guys just never really give anybody that, right? So people are attracted to you guys because they want to be like you. So it's up to you guys to figure out if they are wanting to be like you because they are like you, or they want to be like you because they can't figure out how you guys get the attention and the love you get, and they want to crack the code so that they can use that for themselves. That is the key there, because as you guys go in this journey, you're going to have a lot of friends, fans, followers, stalkers, and lovers, and these energies are going to repeat themselves in life. And certain people, they could have been a good friend at a certain point, but some certain things happen that trigger this person, and that's a sign to, your angels are constantly testing, God's constantly testing certain people around you if they can uphold being in your life. So, if there was something that happened with this connection or this person, it could just be time to go separate ways. And another thing I do want to say as well, just because you have to go separate ways with somebody doesn't mean they're a bad person. I was talking about someone in particular that may have been jealous of you guys, that you guys didn't realize it was that bad. But again, sometimes you have to go separate ways with people because God is calling them a different direction than you, even, good and decent people. So we must not always demonize, every time something doesn't work out. But yeah, I feel like you guys really do have the ability to have people change their ways and want to be around you. But again, you got to know when to keep it moving, because again, like, there's just certain people that don't understand why you get the attention that you get, even though you guys try to tell them it's just because I'm minding my own business, and I don't give them the validation that certain people just want what they can't have. Okay. And also it's your light. Actually, you can't really just say it's because my light is brighter than yours. No, you can't really say that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, Five of Swords. You guys, again, don't really know what it's like to be around you because you are you. I see a lot of success coming in because you guys are resting and walking away from energy. Again, this Five of Swords, these people could be petty. They didn't have to do anything so catastrophic towards you. But when it's energetically, they're attacking you and hindering you more than they're helping you grow. Your angels are going to give you that sign that it's time for them to go. So you guys got that clarity, and I really feel like eliminating these toxic friends especially will bring love and better high vibrational soulmates in your life as well. And I think that's exactly what's happening right now. I see that a love connection is going to be growing a lot healthier. Some of you guys are removing a toxic lover to bring in love. But I actually feel that, again, I just want to say you guys could have a choice in love coming, or a lot of choices in love. But wow, it really is that you guys just have a lot of attention on you. Like, that's really what I'm seeing. So if you're seeing this, like, you got a lot of people that want a shot with you. But I really feel like at the end of the day, just like you guys want somebody that can pick anyone in the room but wants to choose you, I see you guys in that same energy. And that could be really bothersome for people that know that they got to compete with you. But I do see there's someone here that's trying to manifest their way back to you and work on themselves. And it's like they have gotten themselves in a place where maybe the advice of someone else has never gotten them, or motivated in a way where someone else has never gotten them. And it's because that person's energy was not where it needed to be at to be that light in that person's life. So someone around someone that likes you romantically is hating, they're pretty jealous of the fact that you guys like have this quality, and this person can feel like, I don't get it. Like, what does she have that I don't? Or what does he have that I don't? It's your energy. It's like you guys don't really care for the validation. You're being called to help these people. And that's a whole other different energy. Certain people want to help people so that they can have control over them, or to force them into the person that they want them to be. You guys help people so that they can go where they're meant to be going, whether it's in your life forever or in that moment. And I always like to say I carry that same energy with my work. Whether this is the only video you guys see and it helped you, that's amazing too. If you guys subscribe and you've been here for my other channel, my Patreon, and everywhere, I have all the amount of love for you guys, no matter what it is that you guys need in your journey. Not everybody needs the same things. So you guys have this very live and let live, love people, but at a distance perspective on life, and it makes you very high value and very sought after. And unfortunately, you guys have to release some friends in situations where people could tell that you just had next level energy and they were never going to be able to win in their eyes next to you. And that's why they're losing in general, because of that mentality. Because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I genuinely have a mentality that we all can win and we all have things that we're here to do. But it's when people are too focused on you and your purpose and being you is when they end up hindering themselves. Wow, that was a really long reading, guys. I did not expect that. If you guys have hung out this whole time, like, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, because you're definitely my people. If you haven't subscribed yet, you should. But anyway, I do love you guys, and check out my other things going on, because you guys know your girl Alice, she's always up to something. Love you guys. Bye.